is green, so we're live now.
Oh, all right.
Supposedly. Oh, yeah, there it is, popping up on. Hey, no echo this time. I'm learning. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love how that.
Yeah, that is not working on the scale, and we're just gonna leave it there. It's just
Oh,
gonna be
it's
that way.
beautiful. It's beautiful, honestly.
Absolutely. Gonna leave that there. I have this weird, looking at it, it kind of looks like Kaz wants to kill me.
That's kind of. I
I
get
look
that.
like Spike Spiegel.
It kind of
What the fuck
looks
is it?
it kind of looks like Dodd just said a racial slur, and then he's like smiling about it, and then like Kaz is like, "Ooh,
Dragon reminded me I'm Filipino.
that's true." That's and then Mario's in the background like, "I shouldn't have been here."
I'm about to play tic-tac-toe with Mario's forehead. I'm about to brush my teeth. Holy shit.
Okay,
I like it though.
That's great.
get this on.
Let's get this bread.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's get this bread.
Oh, there you go. Now it turns purple. So Discord takes forever to turn purple now when it's like, oh yeah, you're streaming or whatever. It just takes fucking takes a while. So yeah, it's been a while since we've had the DoDCast. I've been very, very busy with real life things that I can't super get into. And then some of it was overshadowed by the fact that it was Techie's vacation, and he deserved to not be thrown into the corner and told, you have to stay over there now and be quiet during your vacation.
The dragon was arrested.
That's not what happened.
He's been gone for a few weeks. I was trying to crack into his Twitch account so I could do this, but I couldn't contact him.
You think that's what you would do if you had access to my account? The DoDCast?
Probably.
Yeah, you think so? You think that would be
Probably.
worth your time to do that? Just
Why not?
God, that would be a weird thing to suddenly just know that I went live without actually going live. And then just...
I don't like your title, by the way. I just read that.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate that.
You don't appreciate being famous VTuber? You don't appreciate...
must be famous.
You're famous now. You're famous. You've got all kinds of shit going on in your life. You've got a jacket now.
Wow, I didn't have
that's
one
cool.
before.
That's cool. You got a jacket now.
Finally, I have clothing.
You finally, you can finally. Well, that's not true. Kaz would have a jacket whenever I would draw him as the Yoshi.
Every time you
true.
people have spoken to me, I've been naked.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. The Gator character did have the full frontal going on.
Full frontal nudity.
Full frontal. Like what's why like that? He always looked like that one game Croc something. I think I think it was just Croc. Like
yeah, it's just Croc.
Yeah, you always look like that character to me. Just 100%.
Really liked.
Wow, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Why can't it be real?
Why can't I can't be that kid? I want that. I want that bad.
Why can't I be that guy?
Oh my god, dude. We got a hype train in our Twitch chat. Wow.
A hype train.
Wow.
A whistle go woo woo.
I don't know if I've talked about it before. I don't like the hype train. I've talked about it when I'm normally streaming, but not on the DoDCast. I don't like hype trains because it's like there are things that streamers do in order to hype up their chat when they want to hype up their chat. You know, sometimes you're just relaxing, having a good time, and it's really up to the streamer to dictate the pace of that stream. And it feels like Twitch just doesn't care if we want to do that anymore. And it's just like, nope, right now we're gonna do your job for you.
You better get hype right fucking now.
You better do it.
Fucking get hype.
You're not making enough money, streamer. Let's trick the viewers into a bunch of little fucking gifts and bullshit that they don't actually care about.
On the screen, put in your credit card information.
Exactly. Where is it,
Chat?
Where's my fucking money, chat? You saw confetti. You were legally obligated to get hyped. It has to happen.
It's true. It's true.
I hate that. I really fucking hate it. Let me, the streamer, dictate the pace of this. And it's like every feature that comes out too, I always feel powerless against it because just like bits, they're just gonna make it mandatory so they could. What was the exact wording they used? They said normalize the viewer experience, is what they said.
What does that mean?
It means in their twisted ideology of this was because other streamers are doing it, you should do it, so people aren't confused that you're not doing it. When in reality, it was just they wanted more people to spend money on bits because they couldn't get any donation money when somebody actively donated. Because they wanted
normalize people giving us money.
Yeah, they wanted that, and not because. And I'm still offended by bits. I understand the process. That some people prefer bits because obviously they can't do chargebacks. It's safer for the streamer. There isn't any weird wishy-washy crap. But the up cost of it, the marking up of how much it costs to get bits as opposed to just directly donating.
Oh yeah,
is so ridiculous to me that costs more money to do bits than it does to just directly donate. And for what? Just so you can have a special number or whatever. I guess people love special number. They love badges.
I love
My name's at the top of the chat.
Yeah.
Guys, my name is right there.
That's my name. Maybe streamer on a hot tub will fucking. That's something we gotta talk about.
Do we have to talk about it? I'm so tired, dude. I am exhausted.
You exhausted of the hot tubs? I thought about it, man. I thought about just.
We'll have a hot tub stream.
It took me some time to convince myself out of it because I was so mad that I was like, maybe I would do a face reveal and a body reveal. And just
what you could do?
And sit on a fucking pool noodle in some rented ass piece of shit spot and be like, this is it. This is what you want.
What you could do is you could have like a GIF.
Just wear a balaclava.
True.
You could have a GIF of water, and you could have that drawing that Graphic did of you, and I could just draw big circles on the front.
You could.
And just have it like shittily drawn waves, like you're half submerged. And it's not even like there's no movement besides like maybe a GIF of water in the background. And that's, you just talk over that.
Archon says just marinate in a bullshit 50-gallon drum in the middle of the desert.
Water wave.
That's not even the worst idea too. Just a live stream of some guy sitting in a barrel being like, "Hey, chat."
In the middle of the fucking desert.
You guys it's pretty hot, right? Like literally. Ooh.
People would unironically
your phone goes off as a dust storm.
Watch. Oh shit! Here it comes!
Here comes the fucking haboob, baby. I've seen a lot more dust devils out here than I think I've seen in all the years I've been here lately. There's been weird, little weird micro spots like.
The Earth is mad at us.
Oh yeah, no, it's coming. I mean, one way or another. Yeah. That's that sounds chill except for the sunburn you get. Oh yeah, and being as Irish as I am, dude, I do not tan. I get super red and burn, and I'm dead. Like
I am a nice golden brown. I can sit all day in the sun.
Yeah, I can
like a fine wine. I shall just age.
Yeah, but can you say, "Sure, officer, that's no problem"?
No.
I didn't think so. Oh boy, level 1 hype train. We did it, guys. That's it.
Guys, we did it!
Did it. Level 1 hype train. Wow.
To be fair,
club goal.
One time I was crossing the street and an old white woman locked her doors. And I watched her. We were eye to eye.
You watched it too. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, I believe that. That's ridiculous.
I think
Grand Theft Auto lady.
There's
Go ahead. I'm waiting on you.
Oh yeah. There's been a few times where I've had shit like that. There was that one time where that fucking lady like video recorded me while I was walking out with my dog. Like just she was like in her window. I could see she was talking to somebody, but she had her camera just pointed at me. And I like literally stopped in the middle of the street and I waved hello with a big smile on my face.
Should have said
"Hey."
hola. Then she'd be really upset.
Hola, señora, ¿cómo está?
And she would have just lost it. Hey, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa? Órale, güey.
Dude, I am so fucking tired of this country, and it's just obnoxious type shit like that. Because now that everybody's got phones, we can see every Karen that ever Karens.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that woman at the airport who literally asked for the airport manager? Literally.
No, what the hell?
Yeah, she apparently at some point there was a light physical altercation between her and one of the security guys that told her to get off the plane, right? And she claims that she got like slammed to the ground, is what she claims, which is ridiculous because if you look at the context of her yelling at those people outside of the plane, you know that didn't happen, because if that did happen, she would not be talking to them. She would have been taken to the room that they built after 9/11.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way that they're like, yeah, we threw her to the ground, but now she's standing normally outside in some spot like it's no big deal. Because we don't care. Like, there's no fucking way. And so she's screaming, you put your hands on me. I demand to speak to the airport manager. This is outrageous. I'm like, lady, are you doing a speed run on how to get onto the blacklist? Because you're never flying again. That's never happened. That's like, it's never going to happen.
They are not going to deal with your ass again.
They won't do it. And it's not, no one gets to play games like that. That is not how that goes down. There's just so many of these fucking Karens. And
the first time I ever went on a plane by myself to another country, the conveyor belt officer where you got to put all your shit,
the TAC,
it was like he noticed that I was kind of nervous and he was like, you ever flying solo for the first time? I'm like, yeah. He like looked at me and he like nodded. He was like, all right, I'm gonna take care of you, and he helped me put my things in faster because I was slow.
Oh, okay.
That could have gone two ways.
I remember coming home too from that trip. The Canadian customs officer took half a look at my passport and tossed it back to me and said, welcome home.
That's funny. I had a good experience with TSA once. I was really early. I'm that guy. I'm like everybody's white dad with like, we have to start driving 6 hours earlier than, when we're supposed to be there.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. And I got there really early, and the dude looked up my flight in the system, and then he, just going through my things, right? And I was getting my shoes off, and he goes, there's an earlier flight for this. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, they probably got room. You can probably switch it, same group. And I'm like, how much is that going to cost? He goes, if you go right now, probably nothing. And sure enough, it was nothing. And I got on an earlier flight, just like that.
Let's go.
Because of what he said, and I thought that was great. The only real issue I have with airports nowadays is not having smoking sections past the TSA point.
Yeah.
That bothers me, right? And it's not even a security thing. They let me have a lighter. They let me have my cigarettes, right? They don't care. I just can't smoke them anywhere in the airport. I can't smoke them. Obviously, yes, no one should smoke on a plane. I don't think that when I see photos and pictures of that on TV and shit, I'm like, man, what an age. What an age of things other people would put up with. But then again, everyone smoked back then. But at the airport, which is already a stressful place, it's already a hectic situation. You're waiting on something that if you miss, it's going to ruin your life. You're dealing with TSA, and you don't want them to think that you're crazy. And it's just a stressful thing, so you want to fucking smoke, and then maybe you have to go through TSA again to even think about smoking, and that sucks. I hate that feeling, knowing that I'm about to get into a situation that I might not be getting a smoke for 16 hours.
Yeah.
And I hate that. And then it gets in your mind that if you're transferring somewhere, if there's a layover somewhere, what if it's late or you have to get on a different one? Because that happened to me once, and I was in one airport for 18 hours waiting.
Yeah, I've been there.
For my new flight to show up, and I was so just blown away by that. That was in Phoenix too. So when I did go out for the smoke around hour 13, I said, fuck it, I'll just go through TSA again. I went out for the smoke. It was like walking out into the oven that Phoenix was. So that was
put
not
your cigarette into the light and it lights.
Yeah, I was like, oh, thanks. I mean, it was close to that. I kept thinking, I was like, man, I really want to go to that grocery store, see if they have eggs or something, and see if one just cooks on the sidewalk, because it felt it felt that way. It was like, but then again, so
I once had to fall asleep on the floor of a Japanese airport waiting for the layover.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
It wasn't even that bad. I like sleeping on the floor.
Cinless says, you know how astronauts have to pre-breathe oxygen before spacewalks? Just hot box for 12 hours in your car before you enter the airport.
Just eat the cigarettes.
That's not how I might. That would be more effective than hotboxing, because nicotine doesn't work like that. And B, I would smell so bad.
You wouldn't be allowed on the plane.
They would not let me on that plane.
No.
I can't even imagine what that would be like, just hotboxing
It like seeps into your skin and hair.
Oh yeah, no, it yellows you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The tar is there.
You literally turn into a Simpson.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It could be real bad.
That's why they look like that.
No, Homer never smoked. I'm trying to think who the sisters.
There's like a few episodes where he does it as a gag.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Did Marge ever smoke? I know she was alcoholic.
I think once again for a couple gags.
It's weird. It's weird to think of her not being a smoker, because
Lisa did once too.
That's true.
And then Homer shot it with a gun.
It's weird. It's weird to think that Marge doesn't smoke with a voice like that.
She just sounds like that.
That's just how she is.
Don't remind me that she just sounds like that.
She just sounds like that. Mm.
Her parents let the girl up with their daughter going.
Yeah, you have that, and her
Daddy.
her sisters who sound exactly like that too, but they do smoke.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just secondhand smoking.
Maybe it's second.
No way. No fucking way.
The most intense secondhand smoke of your life.
Like, okay.
There's no fucking way.
They're blowing it directly into her mouth.
But I will never forget when so Techie was always used to his family smoking, and when we moved here the first time, I decided not to smoke in the house. I had decided that, and about 2 weeks, 2 weeks into it, he like comes up and he goes, you could smoke in here if you want. And I'm like, oh yeah? And he goes, yeah, if you want to. I'm like, you miss it? Is something wrong? Doesn't smell like home just because it's not a fucking ashtray? And he's like, maybe. But then years later, I've already started smoking inside again, and then I decided I'm smoking too much, so I need to smoke outside again to just make it a routine of having to get up and making it inconvenient for me, so I won't smoke as often. And sure enough, about a week after that, Techie's sitting in his chair, and I walked by and I was like, "What's the matter with you?" He goes, "I don't know, I just feel funny." I'm like, "Yeah? Like what?" He goes, "My skin hurts," is what he said. And I'm like, that's a very specific thing. And it suddenly dawned on me, he was having withdrawals from the secondhand smoke of me hotboxing the house. Like, actually,
that's terrible.
Actually hotboxing the house.
That's terrible.
He got over it pretty quick, but it was still just funny. Like, here he was, just had this very specific complaint, which is exactly what happens when you go through withdrawal. You're like, oh my God, somehow my skin hurts. Like, I don't get that, but it does. So
it's funny.
But then he was fine in like within a day and a half, and because without that, people think you can get addicted to secondhand smoke. You can't. You feel a slight withdrawal from it, but your body isn't aware of where it was coming from, so he doesn't want a cig. There's no connection, and B, the amount of nicotine is so minuscule that your body will forget about it almost immediately for secondhand smoke, whereas regular smoking, obviously is the entire opposite, and your brain has made the connection. Putting that thing in your mouth and inhaling is good. So that's
the forbidden pleasure of just eating it.
That's true. You could just eat it.
Well, it's lit. Just have it. I like that burn in my throat.
I've told you guys about my grandmother, right? who would
No.
smoke the cigarette backwards.
Oh.
I can't.
So she would light the white end, right? Like the correct end. Then she would put the lit part in her mouth and inhale.
Oh my god.
My grandmother was a very tough woman.
It's fucking hardcore.
That is bizarre. I don't even know how that would work.
People in the Philippines be crazy.
Yeah, they eat long
Well,
pig.
to be fair, that grandmother also bathed not with a pumice stone. I always thought it was a pumice stone. No, it was just a rock she found. And apparently, according to my dad, when she would bathe him, he would cry because she rubbed the rock on his fucking skin.
I
make him
wouldn't let her
strong.
do it then. What the fuck?
He doesn't have a choice.
What do you mean you don't have a choice?
You're filthy, dragon.
He's the youngest
You
of
must
like.
be cleansed.
My dad was the youngest of like 7 kids.
Oh my god.
You gotta get the. Everybody does. Everybody had to deal with it. You gotta deal with it too.
I ain't letting nobody
In a house that had no hot water.
I am not letting anybody rub a rock against my skin. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Mother
A house that
Teresa.
had no hot water and nowhere to sleep sometimes because there's too many people in the house.
Mm.
No, I've heard you talk about that one. True.
My grandparents were funny.
True dirt poor.
That sounds fucking rough.
I have very few standards of living that I most
There used to be,
absolutely
like-
have to have, but hot water is one of them. I need hot
There-
water.
There used to be like 12 people in the house where I am right now. It is not
Oh, really?
that big of a house. The house where my dad grew up was really, really big. Well, not really, really big, but it's bigger. It was like bigger than this house.
Who are the 12 people?
Okay, so my family, which was like 4 at the time, then my aunt's family, which was 4 at the time, my grandparents and my uncle, and then my little brother was born. Yeah,
It's a
I don't know
lot-
if that's
lot-
12.
lot of people.
that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I had some swamp neighbors that had that going on, but they were that type of people that would have 12, 13 kids,
Oh yeah.
and B, a few of them were Catholic, so it was their moral prerogative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It was. Yeah, go ahead.
no, it's just I had them like that. I was unique in that regard that I didn't have that kind of family. We were just poor in other reasons, and how they got along, I never figured that one out because we were dirt poor at the beginning, and I couldn't figure out how we could be that dirt poor when there wasn't 12 kids. So how the fuck were they
Yeah.
doing it? Like how they must have been
Yeah.
12 times, as far as I was aware, they were 12 times more poor than we were for each kid, you know. So I couldn't even fathom how that was being done at the time, and
Times are different.
so that was yeah. I don't never figured that one out.
Fucking I know I was too young to remember it, but I'm pretty sure we had a situation like that where I originally lived, because I remember being told that it was to the point where my grandma would come home from work, and so would some of my aunts, and we'd all be in like the same house. There'd be just situations where they're raising me and some of my brother. I guess my sister too would have been after that, and I think that's probably what got them to decide that we needed to move out, was that there was like our family was just starting to get big, so it was just like my dad eventually was able to find an apartment.
Yeah.
Well, the reason there were so many people in this house at the time is because our family had sponsored all of them to come to Canada, so they didn't have anywhere else to stay.
Right.
They eventually got their own place. But yeah, I remember when we first came to Canada, we were living in Manong's basement. And Manong is a term that just kind of means old man. I don't know, I never knew the guy's name, but everyone just called him old man. That's where I fell down some concrete stairs as a child.
Is that why you're like that?
Probably.
Oh, all right.
I think I was like 2, 1.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
hope.
No, I wasn't.
I hope somebody watching this.
Was I? How old was I?
I hope someone watching this doesn't know a whole lot about Kaz. And there's like
I've been
two.
realizing it more and more when I like talk on stream. It's like, man, if you don't know me, I am incomprehensible. I'm crazy.
I think the idea of them like they're sitting back, they've come to two conclusions. One, friends who were just kind of joshing each other a bit, or two, that particular statement. Oh, is that why you're like that? They just imagine Kaz as this horrifically disfigured person that is like, but we all know it.
Leprosy.
Like, and then Mario's being like super insensitive about it. It's like, is that what you're like that? You know,
My
one of-
eyes and my cheekbone.
yeah, like all fucked
Like,
up
only
from,
one of 'em.
from the concrete. That is, like,
Quasimodo looking ass.
Is that why you have like a fucking cement block strapped to your fucking hand?
Every day I gotta climb the tower and ring the bell. I'm really fucking tired.
Claude Frodo. That's why you gotta lift the slabs. That's
Oh shit, you're right. My workout regimen. I'm just lifting a concrete slab like a caveman.
every day the slabs fall back into place, and you must go back up the hill and remove
I'm
the slabs.
just
to ring the
Sisyphus.
bell. Yeah, you're Sisyphus.
here it is, Kaz's revenge against the concrete slabs from falling on him as a kid. Now he lifts them above his head.
Your family
He
just
dares
brings
them.
more and more.
He
My favorite
dares the
stage
concrete
in Mario
to come
64 is Womp's Fortress.
down. Of course it is.
Gotta ground pound that shit.
Yeah, because
Get
you're
revenge.
They're slowly molding you into them. That's what.
Yeah, I must
that's
seem
the
like
boy.
I'm gonna seem like a crazy person.
I feel a lot of us do.
Well, I don't. I said that,
Most of the time, when someone has spoken to me to other people, those people don't understand.
no, it's
They
true.
don't think I'm real.
That's it's hard. I think when I describe you guys, it's mostly like there's this fucking giggling hyena group of assholes that
Yeah.
are in like the basement.
But that's correct.
Yeah, it's correct, right? It's,
Yeah.
they're in the basement of some place we go to hang out, and we hope
Monhung's basement.
no one hangs. Yeah, Monhung's basement, and they're just kind of tolerated there. It's tough because I know there's people who I don't even think about it. I've told stories, on camera and whatnot, and then somebody in the chat will just be like, "Oh yeah, no big deal. Just gonna drop this childhood trauma on the ground for anybody to pick up." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, that's just my life. I don't think that's that big of a deal." And they're like, "Dude, that is horrific. How are you the way that you are?"
Well, I remember one that caught me off guard was one time when I was saying stuff, like I was just sharing like life stories, and I just kind of offhandedly mentioned something, and you actually were like, "Mario, you've been in a lot of these situations. I'm actually kind of worried."
Oh,
about
I know
you."
exactly what you're talking about too. Which again, we probably shouldn't talk about here, if only because
No.
other people will also be concerned for you.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
That was so. I'm like, no, that was a bad one, and that's not a problem I had growing up. So I had all the other ones, but not that one.
No, I was an ugly kid.
Yeah.
I believe that. I believe you were an ugly child.
I was like a fat, ugly child.
I wasn't fat.
I was
I'm
a
only
fat
fat
kid,
now.
too.
I was 96
I was
pounds for 3 years.
I was a 10-pound baby.
Damn.
Have you ever seen a baby with like 3 chins?
No,
Yeah.
but I imagine it'd be pretty funny.
No.
Amazing.
It fucking funny.
I looked like a stuffed burrito, dude.
I'd feel bad for like a really plump baby. I'd be like, why are you making your kid fat? You still they don't
No,
have
I was
the
born
choice.
fat.
You were just I was born in the lard.
Apparently, I was not a very active baby. I would just kind of sit there.
Truly,
Yeah.
truly,
Your mother's
a
sweet little
fucking big
baby
bone.
Buddha.
Yeah.
No one. This is like 1000% true. None of my cousins or extended family wanted to hold me because I was too heavy.
You're too heavy.
Jesus Christ!
My mom told
You
me.
want
a
to you want to
sad
see this
story.
beautiful baby? It's like, fuck no! I don't want to hold that chubby little bastard.
My mom told me a kind of a sad story the other day where she was just talking about my aunts and uncles, because it was like the anniversary to my uncle's death recently, and she was telling me this thing of like how she didn't get along with a lot of her siblings when they were growing up. So when my youngest uncle was born, she kind of took it upon herself. She thought to herself, this one will love me. So she'd actively like take care of him and do a lot of these things. And she told me this story of like one time when because she was still really young, and she told me this story where she was too exhausted taking care of him. She was holding him in her arms and she fucked up, and as a little kid she just dropped him. And she like freaked out, and like the thing was somebody like watched her do it. They're like, oh my god. And immediately my grandma from her, like my grandma just fucking walked up, picked him up and called her an idiot. She like started smacking the shit out of her.
Jesus.
It's just
Yeah, there's another one of those. Oh yeah, it's dropping some childhood trauma on the ground. No big deal.
Oh, yeah.
I love the age-old tactic of, oh man, my child just hurt himself. I'm gonna hit him.
I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
You stupid.
My parents
fuck.
would do that shit to me all the time. I'd be like, whoa, I scraped my knee. And she just whacked me on the head.
Yeah, like
Crack.
like you shouldn't have done that.
Like, why are you so stupid?
Yeah.
I remember my dad used to do shit like that where I would hurt myself and I'd start crying. And like when I was a kid, I was a really obnoxious crier. And my dad would like threaten me, and he's like, I'm gonna give you something to actually fucking cry about.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, stop.
The old dad bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was
I didn't.
fond of the belt more than a few times, but
Oh yeah. Mine too.
yeah, the belt.
Crack
Good
of
old,
the belt,
good old
says
belt.
Nene.
Let me tell you something. That man did
Yeah,
not. He did not cheap out on buying belts. That was fine leather.
fine leather.
That was very
Fine
fine
Italian
leather.
leather.
That wasn't that Walmart cardboard shit. That's not. No, it was not.
Not in this house.
Not in that house. No way.
Raise my child right.
He had that, but I don't know. It's apparently I was a pretty easy child to deal with up until about 7 or 8, when I guess my response as a kid to all the chaos happening around me was to make more, like to compete with it.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, so I think that's I was pretty easy up until then. The funny part was, they thought when I was in like early school, they thought I was a mathematical savant,
Little did they know.
which is really funny because right around and I actually had trouble reading, which is funny, reading and writing. I had trouble with that, and then around 3rd or 4th grade, that totally flipped. And suddenly math was really fucking hard, and I could read everything. Like, it just totally fucking flipped. And then suddenly I was like, I don't like doing division on paper, so I'm not going to learn how to do it.
This sucks.
This sucks. I'm going to go read The Hobbit.
This sucks.
And then I had
I'm gonna
trouble.
read the Lord of the Rings.
I swear to God, dude, I would not, and this was during the trouble when I was having problems with reading, or at least that's when the timeline was explained to me. My first true act of defiance was hearing my father, when I got the book. It was a gift from somebody, and it was the one Hobbit book that had Smaug on the front, and he looked okay, and the rest of it did not look like all the other books that were at school, right? And I pick it up, and it's got a lot of pages, and there's no pictures in it. I'm like, oh shit, you know.
Uh-oh.
And my dad said, "That's too hard for him. He can't read that." He said it like out loud in front of me, and that's probably the first moment of my life. My eyes got narrow, and I was like, motherfucker.
Fuck you, old man.
I could fucking read
Fuck
this.
you, old man.
I'm gonna read this.
Read this book. I can read this book.
And sure enough, I spent fucking 2 weeks trying to learn that shit, and I would run into words that not only did I not know, but they were not words that I had heard anyone use before, and so I had to go to like a fucking dictionary and be like, what is that? I don't know what autodictic means. I don't know what that means. Like, you know, and I just fucking
brain blast.
yeah, it fucking cracked me up. Like I
Think.
you know, yeah, like later, and then suddenly it must have clicked. But whatever happened was, you know, I must have forced out, like, I changed stat lines. I was like, okay, I don't care about math anymore. I just want to read because Dad said it would be too hard. Like, so I just shoved all that other crap out of my head. It's not interested anymore. And now I'm going to read. And that's just, suddenly I was good at it. And I was better at it than every other kid in there, but I still couldn't fucking do math worth of shit, so that never happened. So
I was never that angry as a kid, but if I was upset, I would become as inconvenient as possible.
yeah.
You better believe I would stand in doorways up to like 2 hours straight until like they forcibly had to like give in to my demand, or just like beat the shit out of me.
I am really happy that worked on you, Cinless. So I enjoy that. Sorry, that was something from the Twitch chat. Autodidact is it means self-taught. That's the irony of making, it's the irony of making that joke. I'm glad that worked on you, and I'm very happy for that.
Baited.
You got it. Anyway, no, and it's just one of those things, and I'm proud I fucking did it. Kind of wish I hadn't gone so hard on it and just, you know, learned a little bit of math too, you know.
No.
Kind of even that out. No, I had to be an extreme case.
I never found math that hard.
It doesn't line up. It doesn't line up in my head. It doesn't. It's almost like when people talk about dyslexia, I think about that with math. It just doesn't line up. I can't get the numbers to. If you gave me a math problem and I tried to do it, and obviously if it's not something that you reflexively know, like most of us know, you know, 2 + 2, you know, that we all reflexively know the answer to that. You know, but if you gave me an actual complicated math problem that involved more than 6 letters, then I can't fucking do it because that gets
What's
into
35 times 12?
I don't fucking know. I can't do that in my head. I literally can't. I cannot do that in my head. I can't do algebra, which is why I mentioned letters, because once that turns into I have to add a letter to see a letter, I can't do that. That's gone. That's totally gone.
Oh.
And then there's regular, you know, the regular type stuff, even that question there. So you asked me that question, the problem as its base popped up in my head, and then suddenly pieces of the numbers started disappearing. And then I'm like, wait, what number did he say? And it threw me right off, right? So that's gone. So now I don't even really remember what it was you asked me, and now I have to rebuild it again and then start over with the, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's really funny about 35 times 12? Because I pulled that number out of nowhere. I just did the math in my head. It's 420.
Let's go.
Nice. See, I never would have been able to do that. I can't do math in my head. I can't do it.
I didn't even bother.
The numbers just disappear, like, in my mind. It's just gone, and then I get into this looping process of trying to figure out where I was at in the problem, and then I just start all over again. It takes me 10 times as long as anybody else to do that in my head, if I ever do it at all. I have to be interested in it for it to remain, which is really interesting, because when I'm playing a game and it starts throwing multiplicative versus additive, I can do that. Don't know why, but I can. Like, that's just about interest. My brain will not hold interest of numbers that mean nothing. They just, nothing I can do about it.
I mean, that's fair. It's one of the, that's like a lot of learning where you just kind of have to give a fuck.
Yeah. And I care about it.
There's no...
I never learned my fucking times tables. I'm lazy as hell.
I mean, I could do them. I just can't do them off the top of my head. But it's like shit. Like it's it's like that one phrase. It's like there's no point in trying to teach somebody who doesn't want to be teached, because they're not gonna fucking learn.
The word is taught.
Oh,
You
well,
stupid motherfucker.
Well, let's not get into the semantics.
Well, let's
Dragon.
not get into the semantics.
I dare you to spell semantics. No, I mean
SEMEEN.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's how that word is spelled, Kaz. I think you got something else on the mind.
What do you mean?
Semantics.
Well, that brings up. See, Cinless wanted to correct you too. I don't super care about certain slang and pieces brought there. Like when people are like, "Oh, we don't end our sentences in contractions and shit." It's like, fuck you. Sure we do. Why not? You know what I said. You knew exactly how the sentence went, and you're still sitting there like, "Oh, we speak the Queen's English in here." Fuck you. What is this, Oxford? Language evolved. Who cares?
Tom, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, sometimes
it makes sense in my mind, but I'm taking a chance and
in my head.
Wondering if they'll pick it up.
In my head,
like a melody.
Like a melody.
Well, that's my cue to have a smoke. You guys talk about whatever the fuck.
It's really quite simple.
God damn it.
It's quite simple, really.
I want it known that we haven't done a DoDCast in 4 months, and they're still doing this joke. I'm not kidding. I'm having a smoke.
I can't help just being naturally funny. I don't know.
Oh, fuck. Now the dragon's gone, we can actually be funny. Well,
let's have an actual conversation.
Let's have an actual conversation.
I'm gonna go fucking ape shit on both of you.
Oh
yeah. I ignored what he said. Go on. Let's go on.
So the Middle East is in turmoil, and
yes,
no, we can't. What have you been up to, Mario?
I've been working on like a lot of research for stupid made-up things.
Oh, and lest we forget, this is famous and original artist Mariosack.
Yes, exactly. I've been working on a big D&D map for like the past 2 days or 3. I've lost count.
You've been working on that for a while.
Yeah, I've been doing it on and off, and I haven't gotten into it like until recently, where I finished a bunch of commissions I had, and I was like, I don't have any current work to do. Let me work on this because I want to eventually turn this into an adventure thing and throw it up on like a Patreon thing, and
yeah, that'd be sick.
Maybe it'll make it money, maybe it won't, but it'll be cool to say that I did it. But
yeah. And like once you do it once, you'll have a better understanding of how to do it better, faster.
Yeah.
I want to point something out that Cinless said. Even if your thoughts move like a fucking glacier, that doesn't mean you're stupid. You just need more time. My thoughts don't move like a glacier. My thoughts move like a fucking Ethernet highway. I'm fucked up. I got the smoothest brain known to man. There's 2 neurons that fire at light speed.
But that's why the information glides so smoothly out of your head.
Yeah, I'm so smart, so fast. Other people cannot understand my thought process. That's why I sound crazy. The mouth moves faster than the brain.
Let's say you've been a melody.
No.
Let's say hypothetically
you've been in a melody in my head even. Okay. And if you are a melody in my head, you are also be. He's gonna be so mad. Dragon's gonna be so mad.
We should read that once he comes back. I want to casually bring it up like, oh, we're actually on a topic right now. And just like
we're discussing the very nuanced topic of a melody.
I was talking to you, I think yesterday, about this for a bit, but I was researching shit like the Cloaca Maxima from Rome, where they had like a big fucking sewer system, and like all their aqueducts and shit that they would use for all these fucking various things, and it was really interesting. And a lot of that shit just kind of got lost until it came back. Or
Well,
it's
yeah.
weird to, it's weird to, yeah, no, when I heard Cloaca Maxima, I was like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, no, I got hit with the dumb stick too.
Yeah, I was like, it was a thing where somebody in a video, they're like Cloaca Maxima, which basically just means large sewer like thing in Rome, and I was like, oh, I had an idea it had something to do with that, but it gave me like these thoughts of certain things, and just like kind of coming up with a city, coming up with lore, writing up ideas. You helped me a little bit with like a deity idea.
Yeah.
And I was like fucking doing notes, bouncing off ideas off of a lot of people, which has been fun. Because it's good to not like be super like, oh, this is my masterpiece. Nobody else can look at this. I have to finish this. It's like every step of the way I'll bounce it off of somebody and say, what do you think of this? Does this look stupid?
Yes.
There's that one guy that called me cringe when I showed him the map, and I was like,
Oh
okay.
yeah, you were talking about that.
That annoyed me like so bad, because I was like, which is funny to say, because this isn't the situation like it, because now me just saying it like that at face value, it's gonna sound like a guy called me cringe the other day and I got so mad.
I'm back.
I'm not cringe.
What are we talking about now?
Yeah, we're on a topic of let's say, all right, here's a hypothetical.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you've been a melody. Let's say hypothetically you've been a melody.
Shut the fuck up. I can read chat. It's not even your joke. You fucking, it's not even yours. It's not even fucking yours, and you put it in my face.
And
like
you know
that.
what? You know what?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm still fucking funny.
It was in Crimson's head, but now, Dragon, it's in
But
your
now
head.
it's in your head.
Na, every day.
Day, like my iPod stuck on replay. Dragon, what do you think when you hear the phrase Cloaca Maxima? That is from Cinless.
I should be lobotomized.
Yeah, that's Cloaca Maxima.
Yeah.
There's a number of fetishes that come to mind.
Yeah, that's
the issue.
That's the problem.
Do you know what it actually is?
No,
it's the sewer system that they made in Rome, like way back when.
I didn't know they called it that.
What a great name. Latin's such a funny language.
They literally made a deity because of it. Like there is like a cloaca, like a deity that's like called Cloaca something. And
supreme.
All the other gods like, laugh at them.
Well, they're known as the cleanser or something. And that's where they got the idea of a bidet.
That's where you pray for a clean bowel movement.
Yeah.
We were talking the other day. If we had to be gods, thanks to Vermintide, if we had to be gods, what would we be gods of? And Kaz and I.
And I put the stipulation, it has to be a super specific and weak god.
Well, because also, I mean, all the other spots are taken, right? So it would end up being something like that, right?
You have to be like a whisper in a person's day.
And Kaz was the
moment you close your eyes when you eat a really good piece of food. I'm the god of that.
Yeah, and mine was the stupid expression you make when you come.
God of the O-face.
The O-face god. Yeah, though then again, as I get older, I would imagine. Okay, as a teenager, I would have prayed to me, because it's time to get some. But as I get older, I would have ended up praying to Kaz, because a good meal is a good meal, man. You just start appreciating
I've always been a devotee to food.
Yeah, like.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong.
I am definitely at that point in life,
but I like eating a lot more.
Yeah, I'm definitely at that point in my life where if that was between, it's like, oh, would you like to have a great night of sex or a really good steak dinner?
You
I'm
could
like,
be the gotchi god.
I'm the steak dinners. I'm like, I could just sit and relax and eat this steak though. Sex does sound like a lot of work. I think I've had that before. I'd rather just have the steak.
Decision.
Oh no, you can't actually be the gotchi god. That's taken by Billy Harrington,
Oh yeah.
the goat. God bless.
Damn.
Rest in peace, big brother.
I don't know. That would be a hard
Oh.
decision for me. Like knowing it was
What
a
would
good
you be the
steak,
god of, Mario?
I'm trying to think.
but nothing's happening.
No, I'd be the
god of that.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd be the god of that. Like I'd be the god of just the epitome of losing
Head empty.
losing your thought, like head completely empty. And you're just praying that it would come, but your prayers only receive more emptiness.
That is true enlightenment.
God of losing your train of thought.
Yeah, god of losing your train of thought. I kind of hate deities that are so specific like that.
If you were, well, say those are all the good versions. What if we were all evil gods?
Oh,
If we're all evil gods,
Yeah.
you would get intrusive thoughts.
Ah, okay.
The
'Cause
god.
I would be the same. I would be the same god. It's just you just tasted something horrible. And you like grimace. That grimace.
the god of being interrupted when you're jerking off.
The god of
Works.
like after you finish and you see your reflection yourself.
The post clarity,
Oh, no.
not the shame. Actually, no. Considering all the shit that I've talked about before, the god of shame is definitely somewhere up there on what
Strong one.
because I have talked a
Very
lot.
strong.
There's nothing wrong with having a healthy bit of shame. Everyone needs a little bit of shame in their life. Like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like I've already set myself up for that. Really, like.
Keeps you in line.
Woe upon you.
Having some goddamn shame. What the fuck? No, if I had to, okay. So if I was
don't have enough shame nowadays.
if I was an insignificant god of evil of some type, if it wasn't that, I would be the god of hitting your toe on the side of a cabinet. Or somewhere in the house, right? Like the doorknob, or not the knob, the door
People would
frame.
scream your name in anger. you fucking.
Yeah,
Nah, I know what I'd be. The god of getting your pocket stuck as you walk past the doorknob.
I fucking
That never
body
happens
slammed
to
the
me.
door.
People keep talking about that, and I think you're all retarded. Like that is the
happens
stupidest
to
fucking
me.
thing. It never
was-
happens to me ever.
I've been sexually assaulted by doors
I've hurt myself.
multiple times. Or it's the last time it happened, it sure as fuck wasn't gonna happen again because I shoulder checked the door and I hit it so hard that it literally got stuck in my belt loop and the doorknob ripped off. And it was like I was leaving work and I was not leaving work. I was getting up for work. I was groggy. I was kind of pissed off, and I was trying to like collect myself. And I think my dad was yelling at me for some shit, and I was like trying to be fast about stuff, getting ready, and after I'm like coming, there's just this moment where I open up the door just happens to grab me. And as I'm moving forward, I feel a tug behind me. And I got that like ape feeling of there is a threat right next to me. And my immediate fight or flight response was I fucking shoulder checked it as hard as I
You a
could.
caveman?
Yeah, like I unga bunga smashed it. And it was this quick moment where I like realized what I did and I feel the fucking like doorknob slide out of my belt loop as the balance of it is like toppled to one side and it just falls down and I'm like, oh, and then I hear like the fucking car horn like blaring at me and I'm like, I gotta fucking go. And I just run out the door.
I've never, and I'm not even. I know getting called out for being short. I'm not a short dude. I'm not a tall dude either, but I'm not a short dude. I've never in my life experienced that, and I've seen just recently. I've seen pictures of people who got like their fucking belt loop caught
Yes.
in like the long-handled fucking thing,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's the fucking worst.
I've never had that happen to me ever.
It happens to belt loops, short pocket, like basketball short pockets.
Yes.
It
I
happens
wear
on my
basketball
yeah.
shorts all the time, and I've never had that happen.
How long are your legs?
I don't know.
I got some long ass legs.
My legs are not that long.
You got
I'm
those
like I said,
Mariosack legs.
I'm not a tall dude. I'm not a short dude. I'm average as hell. And that's
You're a
never
fucking
happened to me.
Boomba.
Oh, all right.
Boom.
You're gonna waddle around your fucking apartment.
I'm telling you, man.
You're 6'6" cinless?
Yeah,
Oh
cinless.
shit, what the
Cinless
hell?
Yeah,
is
you're
huge.
tall, dude.
Give me those shin bones.
Give me your shins.
You got some to spare.
Sinless is very,
I'm-
very tall.
I'm 5'9".
There's a dude at my apartment complex who is probably, other than like a celebrity, he's probably the tallest person I've ever seen that makes me double take. Like, you know, when I see tall people, I don't normally think about it because they're not that tall. It's just like, oh, I guess I'm tall, but
Not
then
that big.
I forget who they are in like 5 seconds, right? As I'm walking down the road. This person literally makes me go, holy shit! And I've seen him now for 2 years, and every time he walks out to his car, I'm like, God damn! Look at that
boy's
fucking
tall.
monster. That motherfucker's tall. Like, he's gotta be like Sinless, like 6'6" or maybe even 6'8". He's gotta be.
Jesus.
I mean, he's massive, and he's not a big guy either. He's just tall. He's just gangly and whatever.
There's something that's really fucked up about watching basketball and then seeing them next to a normal person.
Oh yeah.
Because they're like 7 foot something. They're scary.
Oh yeah. It's like
Scary
that
as hell.
it's like that mock fight I saw between
Lady Dimitrescu is 9 feet tall. Reminder.
right. Who's
Yeah.
McGregor, Conor McGregor, the
Conor
fighter.
McGregor.
Yeah, he got into like a
Oh,
little
it's against the mountain.
yeah, he got a little sparring match against the Mountain, and Conor McGregor is not that short. I know he's a little smaller than average, but he's not that short. And the Mountain was literally it was like watching a 10-year-old try to fight his dad. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I know it was running through Conor's head. Conor's like, I'm a better fighter. I could probably get some good hits in.
I'm faster. I can outmaneuver him.
But if he gets his hands on me one time, there is nothing
Well,
I
it's
can
like
do
that-
about that.
It's like the one Game of Thrones fight scene where there's the guy with the fucking big pole arm and he gets the mountain on the ground. This is like the only thing that I've really seen of Game of Thrones.
Oh no, yeah.
There's like this fucking. You like the moment he gets too close, the mountain like grabs his leg, drops him to the ground. He gets over him, and he fucking crushes his fucking head in his big ass meaty
yeah.
mitts.
Oh
Yeah, it's over. You got grabbed.
And what's funny about knowing that is the Mountain is the younger and smaller of two brothers.
Yeah, I was about to say he's the tinier, like he looks like the hill compared to his fucking sibling.
His siblings
it's
even fucking
fucked up.
bigger. Like it's so funny to me. But
I didn't think Rogadin actually existed.
yeah, fucking. I guess Lady Dimitrescu, she happened after the last podcast. That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
How-
RE8 came out.
all I can think of every time. I'm glad the memes have shifted into just being funny and not step on me please type shit.
Oh, yeah.
Flavor of the month is over.
Yeah, the flavor of the month is over because that was so Bowsette. That whole fucking thing was like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I didn't think it
super
was as
Bowsette.
bad as Bowsette. Bowsette lasted for like a month.
That's true
I
because
still
that's
see
true.
Bowsette.
I still also see Bowsette. Bowsette works on both regular people and furries. Dimitrescu does not.
Yeah.
That does not
Yeah.
work. But it is really funny, and I'm not kink shaming anybody. You do what you want, two consenting adults, whatever. But it is really funny to find out who's a sub on Twitter by what they say about fucking Lady Dimitrescu, right? You just,
Oh yeah.
you just see them like, I'm really excited about her design. I'm like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Go ahead, like,
Mamma mia.
yeah. Dragon, just say you hate women. I have no problem with Lady Dimitrescu. I do have a problem with Bowsette because it's not attractive, and you're ruining what I found attractive prior to. You're ruining Bowser. So that one I have a personal vendetta against what they do to her. I'm very upset. I'm like, you ruined him. He was perfect, and you ruined him. So I get personally biased over that one, but that bothers me a lot. But also, it was fucking everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like you couldn't go. I couldn't go on fucking Imgur. You couldn't go on Twitter. You couldn't go on Twitch. People were memeing about it on Twitch constantly. YouTubes of okay, so we know what that does to Bowser. What about all the other characters? And I'm like, y'all just throwing y'all's fetish out in the air, huh? We're all just getting there, huh?
Oh yeah, one after another.
This is good.
Kind of epic. It was somebody else.
I don't like
What
Lady
if
D.
I put it on?
She looks
What
like
if
she looks like fucking Flo from the Progressive commercial. She kind of does.
Oh
Yeah, she does.
She does. I don't know if that's any worse or better than Bayonetta looking like Tina Fey. I mean, I don't. That doesn't bother me. It's
Yeah, that's not good.
I find Bayonetta just kind of gross.
oh
It's her
Bayonetta.
proportions.
Bayonetta as a concept is disgusting. Like
She's wearing her hair. That's gross.
Yeah, she's wearing like hair, fucking.
I don't. If people, it's one of those things. Like some people are grossed out by feet. I'm not grossed out by feet. I don't like feet, but it's not like I'm grossed out by them. I am gonna say I'm grossed out by like the hair concept. That bothers me.
Yeah.
That's because a lot of people are like, and it's a preference thing. A lot of people are really grossed out by feet. To me, I'm totally indifferent. That's nothing to me.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not like
But
I'm not
gonna objectively hate you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
totally
I'm not
indifferent. Is it any worse than people eating ass? I don't think so. It's just
I just don't get it.
exactly. I'm indifferent to it existing, but I am
Yeah.
definitely the whole hair thing. I'm like I don't like that. The implications. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't like that. And also I don't like the extreme over sexualization of that character. And people will say, okay, but you're biased because you don't complain about other characters that are male. Well, very few protagonist male characters are walking around in the Speedo.
Yeah.
Like, very few. And I would complain about that too if I saw it. If a game was forcing me to play a character that was running around in his fucking underwear, I would be like, I don't like that either. I'm not a big fan of that.
That's like a thing too, or I don't usually like playing female characters, but I definitely don't want to play it if it's like super sexualized, because it's like one of those situations where I'm just like, I feel gross playing this fucking character.
If it's not a creative character, it better be a good character.
Yeah, it better be a good fucking character.
Yeah, and it's also the problem of the movement. It's not even just the way she looks. You can make the argument, okay, she can look the way she wants to look. It's like fine, whatever. But she moves in a suggestive manner constantly.
Yes.
And it's
their whole character is suggestive.
And it just gets to me, right? And even if you made the man, so that would be the other thing that you need too about Speedo Man. If they had a Speedo Man character, if he moved in a suggestive fashion, I wouldn't like that either.
No,
So it's the same.
It's uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. It's like, stop throwing your junk in my face. I don't want you to do that. I'm not.
But the
after you.
gameplay is fantastic.
PZ. I just hate how they sexualize Sephiroth. So sad.
Yeah. I can't.
Why did he take his shirt off?
Yeah, it is. I find it really funny whenever I've seen it happen multiple times where somebody gets confused and they think Sephiroth's a woman.
Oh yeah. What
That's
about
funny.
Dante's sexy dance in DMC5? What, the Michael Jackson dance?
Yeah, the Michael Jackson. Yeah,
No, that's
see,
sick.
That's goofy.
but yeah,
That's
he
sick.
doesn't do it for the whole fucking game, and he just does it in that one moment where you know it's put there for comedic value.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody who was animating that was like, I can't wait for people to get off to Dante. They're gonna laugh and go, "Oh my God, he's doing MJ." That's
Yeah,
what
Dante
they're gonna
doesn't know how to fuck anything.
Yeah.
Virgil does, but he's not gonna tell him.
I love like this background lore about fucking Dante not knowing what sex is.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of characters who don't know what sex is. Chris Redfield.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, I was about to say. All right, Chris, if you want me to do it so bad, go on, tell me. How do I do it? What are you, stupid? You just... I... Oh, fuck.
You just Shava!
Help!
Come on! Hurry!
That's like the equivalent of like middle school, you know. Oh, I know what a condom is. Definitely. What is it? I'm not gonna tell you because then you know. You're not the one that knows.
You're the idiot, not me.
Yeah, not me. No way. I'm keeping this secret because obviously
I've
you don't
done
know.
a big sex.
I've done that.
Done a
Easy,
big thanks.
easy time.
I am cubing at the top.
I am cute.
I know what that is. Definitely.
Well, yeah, I've done that.
I think everybody's done that at some point. They're just fucking feigned info and then been called out for it. I think
Oh, just
everybody-
lie.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've done it before. But yeah, I know what that is. What is it? That's the
One of my
thing that
dad's-
I'm googling really quickly behind your back. Like,
One of my dad's friends was trying to come off as really smart to me as a kid, and it always bothered me. So there was one point where he was trying to tell me, I don't know, he always thought of himself as this big intellectual. So he literally walked around the house with this chess book that he was reading. And like
Wow.
I guess the idea was that, yeah, I know, right? And he told me, "Oh, have you ever heard of this technique?" And as a kid, I just bull-faced lied to him, and I was like, "Well, yeah, of course." And he goes, "You know what this technique is?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Don't lie about things that you don't know." And I just had a moment in my head. I didn't say anything, but I was like, "Don't ask me about things that you clearly know I don't know. Fuck you."
yeah, why would you ask a child about chess moves? Like, that's ridiculous.
You wanted to like big dick on me or something, but it was just like fucking.
I'm gonna
It's
so
so
cool to this child.
I'm gonna look so cool, but it just pissed me off as a kid. I was like, "Fuck you."
And what a
I'm
bad
not stupid.
like what a bad conversation opener too. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
do you know the Cherenkov technique? Is that
Oh, do
do you know
have
how
you ever
that?
heard
Do you ever heard of the
technique?
Spanish opening?
Child. Allow me to educate you, idiot.
They
child.
call this position the Spanish torture.
That's where you should just like
Shit, you're Filipino.
I just get the idea.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
I like the idea of some kid being like, "Yeah, that's really cool. How do you play chess?" Like,
The bong cloud opening, Cinless, that's real?
of course, it's not real.
The Bonkai opening?
Nah, let me see what this chess move is about. The bong cloud opening.
The
Gotta be some big brain shit. Let me
Yeah,
see.
you fucking
gonna
you
look at
rip
this
a
right now.
fat bong and you blow it in his fucking face.
It's considered a joke
Bong
opening.
cloud attack. Is it actually ripping a fat bong in somebody's face?
It's what is it? It's like a
Where's
meme
it?
move.
Yeah, it's a joke opening.
It's like a Twitch streamer thing.
Oh.
I had a friend that used to.
Of course, in this description, Twitch streamers. I'm just right in, just in there. Of course. All right, yeah. So we're not playing chess. We're pretending.
Well, they are playing chess because
Yeah, they're
it says
playing
Magnus
chess.
Carlsen.
I'm not gonna. No, I'm not. That's not chess.
I've heard that Magnus Carlsen is like a real memer.
A real meme.
I don't know who that is. I haven't followed
He's
chess
the
in a
best
long
chess
time.
player in the world.
I haven't followed chess in a long time.
Fucking.
World chess champion, world rapid chess champion, world blitz chess champion.
Damn, he went all levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's he gonna win the world tournament?
I think he's retired because he finds it too easy now.
Oh, I see. Is that his?
Which I can understand because like when you're at that kind of level, other people just can't compete.
You all bore me.
Just love the
Seriously,
confidence you said it's
I
not.
tire
It's
of
not
these
a
people.
real move, Sinless. It's not. It's just.
I tire of these humans getting caught.
That's
in the
not a
tangle
real
of
I
their
move.
tire
lives.
of these humans. I will end this turn in simply 5 bong cloud attacks.
PZ
Watch
says.
closely. I call this one the Bong Cloud Maneuver.
It's where I pull out a gun and I shoot you in the chest.
Chess was big on Twitch for a little while, and then we had our time. We about a year and a half ago, we were all playing chess just to fuck with each other. We were doing that, and then PZ got mad at me,
Yeah.
and then some other people who I won't mention got mad at me.
I don't know how to play chess.
And the Kaz
It's not a
didn't
real
play because he
game.
doesn't know how, and he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look up the rules.
Kaz also.
If it's such a good game, how come there's no sequel?
That's a
Yeah.
good question. Chess 2 hasn't popped up around. Chess 2
Actually, no.
been
Chess
real
2
quiet.
does exist. It's that time travel one, with like alternate timelines. Have you seen that?
Well, 3D
The what?
3D chess
It's like
could be considered.
No, it's 4D chess because you go through time, not just like space. And there's like multiple games going on at the same time. It's on Steam.
Was it 3 or 4 years ago when we were playing chess, PZ? I don't like how time moves.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Jesus. Yeah, because Twitter just told me that my 7-year anniversary on Twitter happened, which is concerning because that Twitter was made after I started streaming.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh God, no. Like, and look where we are now. Yeah, look where we are now. It was before you joined the military? I don't remember that. I thought,
Yeah, it was
okay.
before you.
Sorry, PZ in chat.
You don't remember that? No. I like I'm saying, yeah, it was before that. Like,
Oh man.
I remember playing against you guys too, because that was like a big thing with like when we were in the Bitter Bits Discord. A lot of them were playing.
Yeah. A few of them weren't too happy with how those games turned out.
Why ever not?
I don't know. I can't give you a reason.
5 bong rip attacks.
I bong ripped them.
Your life points are now 0.
They lost all their life points in one turn.
The police are now outside waiting to escort you to jail. That's a Shadow Realm, by the way.
Yeah,
I like insinuating that I know nothing of chess. Like, just like, yeah, 5 bong rip attacks all in one turn.
You know, it's like checkers. You get to like bounce around the board. I don't know how to play checkers either.
I know how to play checkers. You put them on the squares.
My dad taught me to play chess because I think he just wanted to humble me, and then he started losing, and we stopped playing chess.
I
like the
sacrificed
Fraser episode.
5 knights to summon Exodia.
Ah! What? Impossible! It's Spyro and the sub sandwich is coming out.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like
Not
that. I
Exodia,
don't
that's the
like
worst
that.
Exodia.
The board begins to split as it
No.
peaks out.
Oh, it's peeking. I don't like that.
Oh, it's peaking. I love the fucking. Yeah, you seen the picture where it's like a hunter talking to Spyro, and he's like, "Hey, we're about to have our shift at Subway. We got 2 hours before that. Maybe we should do something to spend the time." And he goes, "Wait a minute, I have an idea," and that's all that's there.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
So, to anyone watching in the future, don't Google that. Do not Google Spyro Subway. Do not do it.
And now they're all Googling it.
And Q reaction and
Oh, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, don't.
And then
do
there's
that.
one guy that's like,
There will be other.
Oh.
Yeah, there's probably.
oh,
I love the that one animation with Lady Dimitrescu where it's like she starts to turn into the monster. All the boners start going away, and there's just one guy with a massive erection.
He's like
The hero.
Yeah. Then now we're separating the weak from the fucking strong over here.
We separate the boys from the men. Come at me.
I can't remember what it was. Somebody tried to, and it involved Lady Dimitrescu. Oh yeah, it was the Dimmadome Dimitrescu one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Dimitrescu.
And they tried to send it to me like it was cursed, and had said, look how gross it is, or whatever it was. And I said, I cannot be affected by this. This is nothing. And they're like, no,
This is more attractive.
They said it's cursed, and I said, I can and have jerked off to the thing. This is nothing, or some shit. And they just fucking immediately left the call.
Weakness.
Fucking some people are so tame sometimes. I've heard tons of people like lose their shit over like, oh, cursed. Oh my gosh, so cursed. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's just funny.
It's just
It's comical most of the
yeah,
time.
it's just comical. It's just like a comedy that you don't get.
Yeah.
Big brain.
Unlike me, I'm pretty fucking smart.
You
so
have to
know.
have a pretty high IQ.
I
Though then
watch
again, we
Rick
have
and
to be careful, because at some point, so you can complain that people are too gross, and then you complain sometimes that people are too tame. It's like, come on, pussy.
Yeah.
Where are we in this middle ground of being gross
It
and
doesn't
tame?
matter because we're always right.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Fuck it. You're
Hell
right.
yeah.
You're right. Fine. Whatever.
God, it feels good being right.
Picked
when
up a
you're right,
certain amount of
you know
plaque. I like the idea of plaque on the brain. That makes sense. I like that, Cinless.
Well, if the more wrinkles in your brain you have, the more plaque buildup is possible.
That's
So
true.
that's why with
And
my
it
super
smooths out.
smooth brain, plaque
Yeah.
just kind of slides off like butter.
Where's it go, Kaz?
Pulls it down at the cranium, comes out the mouth.
Something
Well,
wrong,
actually, the
something
more
wrong with
plaque
his
that you
fucking medulla oblongata.
No, it filters down and comes out of my mouth. That's why I talk like this.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Plaque.
That's why the plaque dribbles out of your fucking mouth.
That's right.
That's true. When you've been on the internet for more than at least 20 years, nothing at this point you just don't care.
raises you.
Oh,
You-
yeah.
You just don't care. You hear about it, and you'll have an initial reaction like, "Don't like that," but it's not really
Yeah,
going
it's like,
to.
oh, ew.
It's
But it's
n-
not
Just kind
like
of scoff.
You will never
It
have
doesn't.
a 2 girls 1 cup situation.
No.
Yeah.
That's you're beyond that now. We're
You're
all
never
beyond-
gonna get meat spun again.
Yeah, no, which was funny the first time I saw that. So
Oh, it was hilarious.
so look at these guys going around in a little circle. Oh my god! Like I just like fucking cracked me up. But I don't know. It was just it's just one of those things that I don't know,
Oh yeah, the forbidden tub girl.
man.
Oh,
Well, we
Not
have to
good.
be careful what we say on Twitch, but at the end of the day, yeah, don't Google that one either if you're young and stupid. Don't Google any of this.
don't listen to
That's
anything.
how they got us. That's how they got us. They said, "Don't Google it."
That's
And what did I do? I saw through their lies. I saw.
and then I saw something I should not have seen.
I was enlightened.
I was enlightened. The fools. They tried to keep this information from me, but I store all knowledge.
I really
My
wish I
brain
didn't store
hemorrhaged.
that.
other than like really bad porn, what else was so viral everyone knows about it? Oh, what's that that
We gotta.
that was that one comic that's bottom of the comic was animated. No, shut up. Fucking it was an anime comic that was a horror comic, and at the very bottom it was animated and had a sound to it, and that got super
Oh, I
viral.
know.
That scared
Yeah.
the shit out of people.
Because it would speed it up real fast when you like.
Oh fuck that one! I
Yeah.
still get scared at that one.
Yeah, her head turns around. She's like, you know.
Yeah, the one where it like takes control of your scroll bar and scrolls down and makes the neck creak sound. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, God.
there was that one. Um, what else? What else went around a lot?
The Scary Maze game.
Scary Maze game. That was another one. Everybody saw Scary Maze game.
I was victim to it.
That one fucking video of the car driving down the mountainside and then suddenly the
Oh
zombie.
man, the zombie. Fuck.
Him jumping up, that got people. I got my dad with that one. Pretty good.
What a different time.
It was, because it was everybody just trying to deceive each other on the internet, to send each
The
other.
wild.
Yeah.
You think people would just do that? Go on the internet and tell lies?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Go on the internet and give people high blood pressure?
Yeah, I thought that kind of thing just can't be. I don't know. People have too much information, even on mundane shit. Like the Bo Burnham thing has just come out, and I already know
yeah.
because of Twitter. I haven't seen it, but it's real sad boy hours, and that's all people were talking about. So now I have this expectation of what it is. Very few content that you're getting into isn't already
Just have
viewable,
no
or
idea.
you have. That's very rare that you're getting into something that you don't know what is. You know.
You know, the last time that something like that happened, where I just had no idea, and the community was very like cagey about it because they wanted people to experience it themselves, was Valheim.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That was very.
I was explaining it as best I could to people. I mean, I said it's a survival crafter. It's early access, but it's not exactly the type of quality that you're used to. It's like a decent quality. It's good quality. And
I feel like if anything, people wanted people to enjoy it, so they didn't give a lot of info.
yeah. So
Like
I actually, now that I think about it, there was also a time Kaz jumped. He did not like the Odin character.
Oh yeah, that
or
scared
whatever
the
that's
shit out
supposed
of
to
me.
be. That's funny.
I really
remember
wish I was recording when I got attacked by a sea serpent for the first time.
I remember when I
Because I
first
had-
saw the fucking. Go ahead.
I was sitting there in the dark with my headphones on, like watching a YouTube video because I was sailing. I was like just AFK, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see my screen shake, and my body just goes rigid, and the only thing that can move is my thumb because I have a thumb mouse pad, and I just quickly like, I just slapped my keyboard, just.
Yeah.
I fucking crashed my boat onto shore and managed to kill it though. It was so scary. I was panicking.
I remember.
I don't get spooked that way, but you could tell from
Yeah.
the brief moment in that clip where the wraith comes up from behind me. You could see the brief moment of my slightly raised voice of I don't know what that is. You know, just that.
Yeah.
Whoa, buddy, sir. No, thank you.
Excuse me. No. But yeah, I remember shit like the first boss that you fight. I think Dragon was there, where I had a loud reaction to it, where he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna activate the boss. You ready?" And I'm like, "Okay." And he starts the boss, and I see this big fucking like deer thing with lightning crackling out, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
It is a pretty serious jump compared to the rest of the enemies in that game.
I'm pretty sure I had the exact same reaction.
Yeah.
Or I was like, "Do you think I'm ready for the boss? You got a bow? Yeah, probably." And it's quiet. You just hear, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah. And it was badass too. That was a badass
Oh, it was
boss.
sick.
That was
Oh yeah, super cool.
Speaking of games,
I don't play any.
I'm calling it now just so it's lately it's felt like that. I'm calling it now just because I want to and it's recorded. Tainted Grail Conquest is going to be a sleeper hit that a bunch of people start getting really quickly in the next 2 weeks and then start talking about it amongst their friends. And like,
Oh, yeah.
and like you know how like Darkest Dungeon became whatever. I don't think it's gonna be as big as, but I think that's gonna it's gonna get to that point. Like it's
Tainted Grail Conquest is a roguelike. It's an open world roguelike where
card based.
you know Slay the Spire, where it's got a deck based card combat system. It's like that. You got energy per turn. Do sig back flips with a card.
It's like a 3D Darkest Dungeon, except your abilities change based on the cards. That's what it is. And I don't know. I have a prediction because I it's only $15. That's a big deal.
Grimdark art style, King Arthur inspired world.
Yeah. No, I was enjoying it. I bought it and I've been enjoying it so far.
I've only played an hour, but I'm already really, really liking it. And there's a lot of classes to play.
Oh yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. There's 9 of them.
There's like what, 9?
No,
Most
Yeah, 9.
roguelikes only have like 4.
yeah, it's not 9 different classes. They're variations of each other. There's 3 summoners, 3 melee, and 3 ranged. But they all are very different from how they behave, even if they're using the same weapons. They're very, very different. And it's I know the skill cap is going to be high, and it's a big decision making thing. So, and not to be confused, the table it's based off a tabletop that's just called Tainted Grail.
Oh yeah.
And on Steam, it's just called Tainted Grail, but it's really Tainted Grail Conquest. That's the video game version of it. So, yeah, don't get that confused.
I remember when you told me about it. I like ended up finding the fucking tabletop, and I was like, "Oh, it's got a board game. That's
Yeah.
cool."
But it's cheap, and you can definitely get about 20, 30 hours out of it easy. I don't know.
Definitely.
I have not at this point encountered the ending of the game, and I know that I got through like the first little hump of it, but that took me 6 hours, and that was me not looking anything up. So if someone wants to, they could probably do it faster, but either way, it's been a nice experience. I have not I've
What
enjoyed
else
it.
have we played since the last podcast? Loop Hero was a good game.
That was another
Oh,
one
yeah.
Loop Hero was
working.
fantastic.
Yeah.
RE8 came out. I love RE8.
Oh, yeah.
It combines the best of RE7 and RE4. The very good evolution of the series. I don't know if they'll do first person again though.
Yeah.
Mm.
They might have that out of their system.
Yeah. I'd like them to keep the horror aspects of it, but keep the action as well.
Mhm.
Maybe not as much action as 8 has sometimes, but yeah.
I was playing Dyson Sphere Program again, and just a little bit because I'm waiting on this big update. At some point, I'm going to be playing Dying Light again because the second game's coming around the corner.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, Ethan's game is supposed to be a trilogy, Cinless?
I haven't heard that.
There's gonna be another first-person game, but how? I guess you're gonna play as his daughter. Or it's Chris Redfield?
Yeah, you might play as Chris. Yeah.
Sorry, Ethan. Gotta kill you one more time.
I've never been an RE guy.
Yeah, I was never.
I only got into the series at 4. Then I played 5 and 6. And then I was like, 6 is dog shit, and I never played the classic ones.
Mm-hmm.
I like the joke of a lot of I like the humor.
I've
that
watched
was
so
of this.
much like videos of Resident Evil. I know like way too much of it, despite having played like only half the games.
I watched Super Best Friends, and that's like where a lot of the lore and shit that I would learn about it came from.
Oh yeah.
Because they wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
Same with like Silent Hill. I ain't never played Silent Hill. I love Silent Hill. Except that only means I like Silent Hill 2 and 3.
Yeah.
One's okay.
Outriders came out in between these podcasts.
Oh yeah.
Is that any good?
They're fixing it, so
I'll be patient.
can't have a fucking looter without it having a bad launch. Apparently, can't have one.
Yeah.
Nope. No AAA game does not launch without its problems.
Outriders has good ideas. We'll see how that goes. I genuinely enjoy playing it when I do. So it's got a good foundation. It kind of makes me feel like the Division, because the first Division did not have a good launch, and then it became one of the better looter shooters like out there over time.
The
And
second division did not have a good launch.
I would say from a mechanical point of view it did.
Okay, it may have had a better launch than the first game, but that demo was so bad.
Yeah, demo wasn't great.
I remember when I streamed the demo, 30 minutes in, I got a sound bug that always made it play a high-pitched beeping noise.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Matches were so stuttery and laggy. I had so many texture issues. Like, that demo was dog shit. It's a wonder I ever bought the game.
mm-hmm. It's not political. What are we talking about? Oh, are you talking about the? I read something.
Yeah, video games shouldn't be political. It's like, what are you talking about?
Fuck off. And that's the same group of people that that are complaining that Marvel shit got political. And I'm like, it's always been political.
Been political. That's the whole point.
I'm not gonna sit there and you're gonna sit there and act like mutants aren't political. Oh, a group of people that are born different and ostracized by society and have two conflicting outcomes over what should be what and who should do what. Yeah, not political. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? Luke Cage, a bulletproof black man.
Oh yeah.
Wonder why they picked that title.
I feel
The
like
division.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I feel like the issue is usually just it's not that it's political, it's just more that very obnoxious ideas get like a spotlight sometimes, and it just kind of gets under people's skin. Though comics always have been very political in those kind of ideas.
Comics
like
are art.
yeah,
They're art. They're art, whether it's by writing or by visual. It is art, and art has always been influenced by the goings on of the world.
oh yeah,
That has always been the case. That has never been, or somebody's feelings about something, and then the context behind it. If I sculpted out a sad man out of marble, somebody could look at that and say, it's just a sad man. There's nothing political about this. And then the guy next to him could say, why is he sad? Probably because he lives in this planet, which is run by stupid people I don't like. I know why he's sad. I look like that too. Blah, blah, blah. No, I think the real reason they don't want games to be political is because games tend to lead in a way that makes them look stupid.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So it depends on what it is, but it's always like one of those things that there's some people with really stupid ideas that they get or like some people just get bothered that something that they don't like is given a spotlight, and it's I don't know, some people can't.
Sinless and Crimson bringing up that the Division devs saying that their games aren't political. It's like, what are you talking about? Your home base is the White House.
yeah,
Like, what?
not political. Not political. No, and it's just stupid to think that kind of crap can't just seep in. That's the way it is. Everybody has their biases. It's going to happen. And I'm definitely, if I'm writing a story, and then there's like, okay, there's two governments here. One's a fascist and the one isn't. Do you think just for the sake of being fair, I'm going to just make them look identical? No.
No.
I don't like fascists. They're probably the bad guy in that story.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to fucking be, and I don't care,
You can't just incriminate someone.
Sure fucking can.
Fucking
Sure fucking can.
Pagan Min the goat, though. I'd side with him every time.
Who?
From Far Cry 5.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
You're like stepdad. You're the one who like runs the mountainous country.
I don't
the
think
game
I
takes
played.
place in.
I don't think I played Fire.
The way the game starts is he tells you to like eat dinner with him, and you eat like lunch with him, and the base gets attacked, and he says, "Stay right here. I'll be right back. I got to take care of something." And you can either start the game, get out of the chair, and escape, or sit in that fucking chair. If you sit in that chair, the game ends immediately because he lets you do exactly what you came to the country to do, which is spread your mother's ashes. in a specific shrine.
That's fucking
And
funny.
And then you come out of the temple or the mausoleum or whatever, and he's like, "All right, you got that out of your system? Great. Get in the chopper. Let's go shoot some fucking guns, because you're my stepson." Like, I'd be like, "Yeah, choose pay." Well, also the other endings of Far Cry 5 are just, how can I describe it? Both bad. You either turn the country into like super zealous religion nuts, or they just lose their culture entirely
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds,
by like throwing themselves into the modern world.
Look, at the end of the day, you can't. You're censoring an artist when you tell them not to be political. You're censoring the artist, and I mean, for fuck's sakes, Stan Lee put a communist on the X-Men.
Yeah.
You know, not an immigrant,
A hero.
not a fucking regular ass immigrant from Russia. A Soviet card carrying party member was on the X-Men.
Fuck! It wasn't Far Cry 5. It was Far Cry 4. My bad.
So,
You bastard. But yeah, it's one of those things where if you don't like it, you can just always not like
yeah,
just not buy it. Just don't buy
you
it.
don't like it. You
Yeah,
can
if I
vote
was
with
the
your wallet.
if I was the American one,
Oh yeah, I never finished 5. I remember segments of it, but it was pretty generic. Like, just, oh, here's some whatever. And,
Far Cry 4 is a very good game.
yeah, I don't know. I've never played 4. I played 3.
I never played it, but I've seen stuff from it. It looked
4
neat.
is better. 4 is better than 3, I think.
I'm gonna say something.
Oh,
Far Cry Primal was actually kind of
Racist.
fun.
You're right.
It's fun. It was
Why
fun.
would you say something so controversial yet so true?
And I wish that they had expanded
wow.
on that. I wish they'd done it. Far Cry Primal was fun.
Let's get a Far Cry Medieval going.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be kind of cool, honestly.
Let's just go through the ages. Fuck it. Renaissance.
Oh wait,
I mean,
no,
are
hold
they
on.
willing
I'm
to
sorry.
do
Hold
it,
on.
like
Hold on.
Blood Dragon?
Hold on.
Fucking-
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I've made a mistake. When
all right.
I don't think I'm talking about what there was a Far Cry game where you injected yourself with something and got powers. And I can't remember which one it was. You could like jump Instinct. Yeah, Instinct. That's what Far Cry Instinct. They're not Primal. I got that confused. Primal, I'm sure, is fine. Yeah, that game was fun. The one where I think it's Instinct. Far Cry Instinct. Somebody Google that.
Not heard of this one.
My boy, fucking cinless.
I did not have an original Xbox.
It was a fun game, and I wish they had expanded on that. You get
Well,
like,
your character's just on crack.
yeah, he is on super crack, so he can jump 30 feet in the air between trees, and you have to fight regular people, but also people who are on the same drugs.
That's
sounds-
sick.
It
Honestly,
came
that
came
sounds
out in like it came out right around when Infamous came out, and it was very similar in terms of the your character now has superpowers,
that was-
even though it's first person. And
When you brought that up, I was like, "Are you thinking of Infamous?" Like,
Man, I look like an
Infamous was a
idiot with
good
my
game.
GameCube.
Infamous was a good game.
I didn't have an Xbox. I had a GameCube.
I was one of the lucky people that didn't
I
have to make that choice between Infamous and Prototype. I got both. So I got lucky in that point because everybody was making those distinctions. What do we want to do? You know, do you want to play superhero game with kind of a comic book style, whatever, or do you want to play the Crisis? Do you want to be the Crisis with fucking Prototype?
I love being the Crisis.
Prototype
is so fun.
Prototype was a very bizarre but fun game, and it was really funny the way they tried to just carve that story out of it. And the biggest problem was the main character.
Yep.
Because it didn't make any sense. You know, him having a moral conflict of interest was really funny while I was driving a tank through hordes of civilians. You
Well,
know?
that's that ludonarrative dissonance. Like, your gameplay isn't going to match up with the story. It's
No,
an open world game.
Yeah, it's not gonna match. And I'm sitting there. He's sitting there like, do all these people deserve to die? And I'm just running over all these fucking people.
Yeah, it's like the same thing in GTA where your character's like,
Oh
"Man,
yeah.
maybe I shouldn't have robbed that person." While you just gun down prostitutes in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, it's not gonna match.
I had a funny moment where I was playing GTA 5 like years ago. And I remember my mom just kind of catches me playing it. And there's this moment where I'm chasing a guy that just stole a purse. It was like one of those sudden missions that happens. And I'm on a motorcycle and I literally just like pop a wheelie and I run the guy over and I fucking like snatch the purse. And my mom's like, "Oh my god, you just kill people in this game?" And I was like, "He stole something from this woman." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And she just walked away.
Hell yeah!
The best thing out of that is I go up on to vacation up to some family up north, and me and my buddy brought the PlayStation, and my buddy he didn't have a very good family, so he was just kind of hanging out with us during our vacation because that sometimes happens. And I swear to God, my fucking great uncle comes over and he's like, "What are y'all doing?" I was like, "Oh, we're just playing some games when we got downtime before the trip." And he's like, "That's that Grand Theft Auto I've seen on the news, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah, it is." And he goes, "Scoot over. Let me try it." And I gave him the fucking controller, and he became enamored with it. Like he's just sitting there. The dude's like 7,000 years old, and he's just watching this fucking game and playing it. And at some point, his wife calls him from the kitchen because she, the super accent. His name was Jim. Jim, come on in here, help me in the kitchen. And he's like, "I can't right now. I'm killing a hooker." Just fucking. Oh my god, it was so funny. He didn't buy it either. He got up and he goes, "I hear they say this guy makes people into serial killers, but that's just stupid fun, is what that is. That's nothing. That's nothing." And he just walked away. So, and my dad never bought that shit either. I got lucky on that one because when he heard that they were blaming Columbine on Mortal Kombat, his immediate response was, "Those kids were not doing kung fu down the hallway.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to throw fireballs out of their hands. That's something else. That's not fucking Mortal Kombat," because he had seen it at the arcades we used to go to. But he's just like, "That's not fucking." Yeah. He got so mad at that. He's like, "That's not what that's not. You can't blame it on Mortal Kombat." So I got lucky in that regard. I didn't have that going on where I was becoming a serial killer in my own home because I played violent video games.
You bastard.
Oh no, I love playing like Contra and Doom. My parents never gave a shit.
Yeah. Other than that
they
one
also
thing,
saw me playing like Super Mario World, and it's like, well, what the fuck?
Other than that one thing, and I know you two are aware of it. I've talked before. But when I played as the Soviets in Red Alert, my grandmother was not pleased.
Oh yeah, you said this.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she lost it. She fucking lost it over there. We were hiding. We were in our houses, and we had school drills. They were going to bomb us. Don't you understand? That wasn't a joke. And now you're going to play them in a game. I was like, whoa. Talking about some... We're uncovering some trauma here,
Calm down, lady. It's the red team.
Ooh, yeah, that was... But no, normally they've been pretty reasonable. I remember explaining the controversy to my dad about the Taliban thing in Medal of Honor.
Oh, and, I remember that.
For people who have forgotten that, the original multiplayer version, they changed it before release, but the original multiplayer version had U.S. soldiers versus Taliban on different maps that, just like Call of Duty, you spawn in and go shoot dude, and that's it. And you would just show up on the team that you were on. And people were pissed that you had what they believed was the option to play the Taliban. They were very upset. Yeah. Never mind that all the other Call of Duties had people playing as literal Nazis running around the fucking map. Whatever. That's fine. That's fantasy, I guess. But
that's different.
But Taliban, that's where they crossed the fucking line because, 9/11, so that shit was going on. And my dad at first leaned back. He's like, I guess that's a little shaky. And I was like, well, you don't choose what team you're on. The computer just puts you on one based on who's on whose team and balancing. And he goes, oh, well, like, if you don't have a choice, then who cares?
It's just your shirt color. At
Yeah,
the time.
that's basically what he realized it was, is your shirt color. And then they changed it to not be Taliban and instead Op 4. That's just what they called it now.
It's always Op 4 or Insurgents.
Insurgents, Op 4, or whatever, just to shut everybody up, which I guess doesn't change anything, but, the bad guy team. So, that
just
was
like Counter-Strike.
Yeah, okay, a terrorist win. You hear that out of your fucking computer, like that's a thing.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, like that's all been there. We've gone through this dance before, and that's and it's not like
cops and robbers. Someone's got to be the robber.
It's not like gamers in general are not
gamers.
Yeah, sorry to use the term, but seriously, like gamers in general are not actively seeking gratuitous violence in the way that you think they are. If that was the case, they all would have bought hatred. Everyone would have bought hatred.
Oh my god.
If that was the case, they would have bought hatred, and they didn't. That flopped so fast because it was edgy and crap and weird. It was really edgy. Yeah, it was really trying to offend you type deal, and they didn't. They didn't buy it. So if the argument is that people who play video games are actively seeking the most gratuitous of violence, then that would have sold, and it didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, and there are other games like it. Manhunt actually didn't sell all that many copies. It was just more famous for what it was, but it actually didn't sell very well. Most people are not comfortable with that. And if you look at real video game violence, like a game like Just Cause, most people just spend their time putting rockets on people's ass.
Oh, I do that all the fucking time.
That's all, because it's comical, because the dude ragdolls through the air like you see in a million cartoons. It's, but
it's just chaos. It's like why you play Far Cry sometimes.
Yeah, it's chaos, and it's stupid and silly, and they're all laughing at it. No one wants to do that to a real person, and except maybe a few people, that bad people but
yeah. Well, that's different because that's just, there's just some people that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I had the access to mini rockets, I'd think about tying them to my back.
See, he wants to kill himself and not other people.
I want to be super bad.
His fucking ass shouldn't have been watching wrestling. But they don't. I don't like. I'm not into gore porn. I don't like slasher flicks because of it. But I do like games to feel visceral. I'm gonna sit there and play Vermintide all day. I'm gonna kill.
I was
that
about to
rat.
bring up Vermintide.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill that rat, and I hope it's gratuitous. I hope it's fucking.
There's no guts, but there is dismemberment. But it's more about the feel of when you hit it.
Yeah,
that's the weight.
That's
fun
a
of it.
great thing.
But it's not like Skyrim where you just spread butter over them. No,
you're not a ghost.
Them.
Yeah, you're not a ghost. I'm looking for the visceral experience because it adds.
Fuck you, right?
It adds to the gameplay, but if it was overly violent for just the sake of it, I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
That's why, and there's a fine line, and I think Doom is a game that's a good example when you get to that point, because Doom is one step away from being okay, that's a bit much, right? That's why they make all the animations really quick.
Yeah.
You're not really focusing on it. It's like the difference between, the gore porn and just, hey, this guy brutally murdered the motherfucker because that's what he does.
Yeah.
There's a difference between those two. So, I don't know. That's just the way it is. That's how I view it. Maybe I'm stupid, but.
You.
We know that.
Oh, wow.
Rump. But yeah, it's yeah, it's just generally fucking Vermintide, like you fucking said. It's just fucking stupid fun that people are having.
Yeah, stupid fun and gratuitous bullshit those are two different things. Those are really just two different things. So
Also, like, I'm just remembering that time you brought up somebody was like, "Huh, playing the rat game, huh? I thought you didn't like rats."
Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
I don't. That's why I'm playing
That's
this
why I'm
game.
playing the rat game.
Yeah. I've slayed them by the thousands by now.
Oh, I have.
Yeah. It doesn't take long to rack up a number like that in that game because you just,
Oh no,
Nope.
you just really just wading through them. Good update,
it
by
was
the
just
way.
so fun. Yeah.
Anybody,
Oh yeah.
anybody who's on the offense about returning to Vermintide 2, really good update,
Oh yeah, Chaos Wastes.
and free. The
Yeah,
content in
free.
it is free, other than the new
Like
weapons.
me.
You gotta buy those.
Yeah, it's like what, $5, $7.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
Fun.
It's hard.
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
really-
It depends on teammates. Depends on the class setups. It is a
Yeah.
difficult game to play if you don't have friends you talk to on a regular basis. Like if you're not in
Yeah.
Discords and shit like that, that could be a tough game.
Yeah, and it's just,
I've got-
the new roguelike mode is like a mode you almost have to play with people
Mm-hmm.
because bots do not get the
Uh-huh.
same buffs as you do.
Yeah. So you're doing quick play and having a bad time, or with your friends, and it's either a great time with your friends or a bad time with your friends, because you're arguing over whose fault was what, and then if not, at the end of the day, somebody, I don't know who, nobody in this call definitely, somebody would
no.
be dragging the team
Well,
down.
I mean, it would be. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm never one to really put blame on somebody because I'm not that petty of a person.
Yeah, I bet you wouldn't be. You don't fucking need to be, Mario.
I don't know who would do that, but
Who would
not
do
I.
that?
It's
Not
just
I.
not I. It's just a bunch of good old fun with the friends.
You couldn't be.
I still have that
Not
stupid grin on my face when you left that night. I was like, was that Mario? Yeah. Mario sucks! Like,
No.
God, that was a good time.
It's a fun game, honestly. I kind of wish I got into it earlier. Like there was
It's a fun
point
game
where-
that no one plays.
mhm.
and nobody really plays it.
Yeah, even my buddy overseas, when he saw me playing it, he's like, I'm not sure if I would ever play that, but I could tell why it's good. Like,
Yeah.
he was watching it. He's like, I could see why someone would be into that, and how that does look. That's definitely not Skyrim. I think he said those exact things. Like you had made the comparison. I think he made that exact comparison. That's not Skyrim combat for first person, because it's always
it's-
real shaky. That's a shaky thing.
Yeah,
How do you do?
it's nice and weighty.
Yeah, how do you do first person melee combat? Well, turns out it's pretty fucking hard to do. So they did a very good job at that. So which means can't wait for Darktide.
Oh yeah.
Darktide's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
when is that coming out?
Don't know.
Hmm.
No idea. Can't wait for Darktide. That's really, I'm gonna be honest, Darktide and Warhammer 3 are the only two games I can think of coming out in the next 12 months that I give a shit
Dying Light.
about. Dying Light 2 I'll play. I'll play Dying Light 2. I'm not letting myself get hyped for it. Sounds
I'm
like
very skeptical. Something's wrong with it.
something happened.
Something's not right.
Something had to have happened during this like hiatus type deal they were talking about. Because it's basically re-announced. It's basically what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And I can smell troubled waters, so I'm not letting myself get hyped for that. I'll play it
Yeah.
when I get to it, but I'm not going to sit there like, yeah, boy. Like, I'm not doing that. So
Oh yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
I'm so stressed about Darktide because what if it sucks? Whatever, they'll fix it.
If it sucks, it sucks.
Darktide has the foundation, so
Yeah.
I can't imagine it can't be fixed if it releases badly. Like, it has this. If it has the same foundation as the engine does for Vermintide 2, I can't see why it can't be fixed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like Vermintide 2 is pretty well handled from what I've heard.
Yeah, other than the Chaos
Well-
Ways, no, it's not Chaos Ways. Other than the Winds of Magic update,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that's
And how
sucked.
shit they are when it comes to like making content for the game.
Yeah,
They're so fucking slow.
very slow.
And when you get like 2 levels for a whole DLC pack.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sinless. In America, those numbers are switched. For a moment there, I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
I was like,
Yeah, those are switched here in America. It would be 0601. Yeah, America does it wrong, I know. I don't know. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to you guys the way you do it. To me, it makes sense. Doesn't
yeah,
bother me.
it makes sense to me. Fucking
Yeah, month, day, year. That's. I get how someone who is really anal about numbers matching would want day, month, year. Like,
Day, month, year is better.
Is it?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it
How
matters.
is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Cinless says. Let's do hour, minute, day.
I think
Doesn't make any
it's.
sense.
I think it's more of a focus. I think the American thing is more of a focus
Yeah.
on the month being more important
Yeah, I
than the
feel like
day.
the month matters more. Like that's what I want to know immediately. Usually,
Yeah.
is
Which might actually have to do with our previous agricultural thing about how
actually, that,
yeah,
that would make a lot of sense.
like how we were mostly just farmland. That's pretty much all we were.
Switch
So,
to the metric system.
I don't know. I kind of like miles. Miles makes sense to me,
Yeah.
but that's how I was raised. That's just how it is. So
Yeah,
I don't have
Wrong.
I don't have a strong
That's right.
opinion. I don't have a strong opinion either, Sinless. And it's funny that whatever you grew up with, that's the one that makes the most sense, obviously.
well, yeah. Of
So
course.
it's not gonna matter. But
Imperial doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
What the fuck is an inch?
your mom.
Oh. She's so small.
Got him.
You want to see an inch or a millimeter? Look down.
Genius, idiot. Got him. Got him. I'm right now. I'm right.
How much is a stone? Yeah, the stone thing gets to me. I don't know how much a stone is either.
Kilogram of steel.
What's heavier?
A kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers.
That's right. Oh wait.
That's right. It's a kilogram of steel.
That's right.
What's-
The square hole. God.
What do you mean? No, that's not right. Oh, it's cheating. Look how big the bag is.
That's cheap.
Unbelievable. Fucking.
I love Lemmy. Lemmy's so fucking funny.
How many dogs is a foot?
Alex is a foot. It depends how many feet there are.
Pinky feet.
Fucking.
Yeah, feet. I'm not attached to the measurement of a foot.
You're not attached to feet.
I'm not attached to feet.
What do you walk on, idiot?
You could be.
I was like in my head when I was saying that. I was like, he's gonna make a joke about
Yeah,
like actual feet.
You had to. You had
I'm gonna- I'm gonna
I
keep-
could already
I'm gonna
tell.
keep-
I could already tell that you were preparing for it
Like-
because you.
Yeah, because I had that voice, that dismissive voice, right? And I was like, maybe he won't be like dumb enough to try to.
Wrong!
Oh, idiot!
Maybe he won't try to entertain people in this manner, and that we can have 1 second where you're not blurting out some goddamn nonsense. But here I am.
Oh God, I'm funny.
Oh God, I'm. Great
This
pod,
sucks,
great.
man.
Yeah, this sucks, man. Yeah, that's exactly this. Yo, this sucks, man.
Well played.
Fucking Hannibal Buress sitting in the background. This sucks, man.
It sucks.
I was watching some Eric Andre clips earlier, actually.
Oh, God,
Specifically the one where he has fucked up eyes. Pay the toll.
Oh yeah. That dude was walking like he had seen an actual fucking mythological creature.
He was scared. He was shook.
He was genuinely shocked. He didn't know what to do. He just walked away.
What could he do? That's terrifying.
Because he said that, and then he kept talking like everything was normal.
Don't pay attention to him, Jessica. They don't define you.
I like okay. Hey, this podcast shit is easy. Just make references to other funny videos.
They're the ones
true.
doing it. They did that. They did it, not me.
Dragon, why did you bring us on here? Why
Oh
did you make that active choice, you fucking idiot?
That's true. They did it.
All right. Well, let's talk about politics.
So, the Middle East is a disaster.
Dragon, I already made that joke.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
we
fine.
made Fucking,
I have real opinions about that.
I don't want to hear him.
Okay. If they are kind of that is kind of one of those. I don't know if I want to hear these particular opinions.
I have opinions on this. I don't care. Oh God.
What a good return to form for this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we really slipped in it. Just
It's like we
you know,
never took a break.
It's like we never left. We're always bad, and now
7
it's almost
years.
like if we refined our craft and
Seven
became
fucking
even
years.
worse.
I've been doing this 7 fucking years, and nothing has changed.
You
It's
feeling the weight
all
on
the
you?
same people, the same streams. I'm gonna die here.
Keep coming back.
Let's go.
I'm gonna fucking
Let's
die
go.
here. There's
will
no
never
getting
be
out of
free.
this.
You will never be free.
That's where you just end the podcast.
That'd be so fucking funny.
No, I was actually about to start winding us down for the end here. It's been 2 hours. So
Is it 2 hours?
yeah, it's been 2
Yeah.
hours. Yeah.
It feels like an eternity.
So, if anybody's got nothing out of the, out of the blue here for a topic, I think we're pretty good to go here.
One
Yeah,
more
what?
thing.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
It's too late.
I was gonna mention Dark Souls because we hadn't brought it up yet.